welcome to this week's edition of the R2 Hub Wednesday Wrap. We're doing just a little quick one this week. We have a lot of stuff that's been going on, so just want to give you a quick highlight reel of what this week has been all about. As usual, we'll start with where the project cars are at. Currently, the Oldsmobile is still in the shop. We had to wait for some parts. It was actually a gasket that was apparently leaking up near the intake. I'm not sure why that was still leaking. Hopefully we'll get more information when we go to pick it up. Just talk to them today and probably into this week. We'll get that done. And then we'll drop the 300 off and have them do a quick once over on that. Make sure the brakes are all good and the fluids and all that. Other than that, let's see, the Silverado is officially for sale. We do have it on the market. I actually did show it earlier today. I think the guy liked it, but we'll see. So hopefully we'll get that all finalized here in the next few days. It's nice to see it go quickly because I got some other stuff I'd like to do. Other than that, just coming down to the end of the year. Well, the only thing left this year is get the Oldsmobile back and actually get the wrap on it. Just been waiting to get it done. I'm going to pull the four-wheelers out of storage and probably get them running here in the next few days, maybe this weekend. Thinking about maybe selling those as well. I haven't rode them in probably a couple, 3 years. So yeah, they've just kind of been sitting. Good condition, but maybe I'll show a little video of those a little later. Well, let's move on into racing. Pretty exciting weekend actually in racing. The trucks were off, but the Xfinity Series was running. Because the trucks were off, Christopher Bell was actually running in the Xfinity Series. They were at Kansas Speedway, another track that I've actually visited and been to. It's a pretty nice place. Let's see, Christopher Bell, Eric Jones, Ryan Blaney. There's a number of people that were running up front. Pretty boring race, I thought, but the end was worth it. Eric Jones had led most of the race, and then Christopher Bell, car just came to him, ran him down from 3 or 4 seconds back, and on the second to last lap did an old school sprint car slide job from the dirt track days, and slid right up in front of Eric Jones in turns 3 and 4 into the high groove, and Jones did not let up, plowed right into him, put them both into the wall. Christopher Bell's car actually wasn't hurt too bad, so he was able to get away. And they were far enough ahead where he was actually able to complete that lap and then the last lap and win the race. Where Eric Jones's car, well, he probably would have been better off lifting because he did not do well. His car got pretty much totaled out. Did finish the race, but I think he was the last car on the lead lap. So that was pretty exciting. As usual, I'll put the results up for the race, top 5, and we'll show you where they are in the playoff standings. In the Cup Series, yeah, not a lot of memorable about that one. Truex won the race. There was 2 in this round. 4 drivers didn't make it. Unfortunately, Kyle Larson was not one who made it to the next round. He had his first engine failure, and the whole time he's been in the Cup Series. Yeah, and he almost still made the cut. He was, had enough bonus points, but unfortunately he didn't make it. So let's see, it was Stenhouse, Larson. Who else didn't make it into the next round? Matt Kenseth, and then there was a big wreck he kind of got caught up into. There was actually kind of a fiasco with him. He was on the 5-minute clock, and then he had too many guys over the wall working on the car, and that pretty much disqualified him. Ended his day right there. And I don't remember who the other back marker was that didn't make it, honestly. So, anyway, we'll show you the results from the race here. We'll show you who's actually still in the playoffs. We got down to 8, 3 more races, and then we get down to the final 4 at the last race at Homestead. Let's see, Formula 1 was in action this weekend, and Hamilton won. I think it was his 4th in a row at this track. They were at Circuit of the Americas down in Austin, Texas. Another track that I've actually visited. I think I mentioned that last week. I posted a video up onto the YouTube channel there when I drove around the track. So Hamilton won, Vettel took second, and then as it was at the end of the race, it appeared that Max Verstappen had actually taken the final podium spot, but then the stewards ruled that he actually exceeded the limits of the track when he passed Kimi Räikkönen and awarded Kimi the third and final podium position. Been a little bit of discussion online and in the news circles about, was it a legitimate pass? Did he actually exceed the limits, or was he forced down by Kimi Räikkönen? Well, it was a judgment call and they made it. So here's the final standings and then the race. And then, yeah, I think pretty much the championship's going to be locked up by Lewis Hamilton in the next week or two. Mercedes did lock up the manufacturer's title, so that one's already done. So that's the extent of racing this week, and next week, I'm not even sure where everybody's at. I'll let you know next Wednesday wrap. Events this week, didn't have any, didn't go to anything, so just going past that. Random thoughts, of course, football. Vikings are 5-2, they beat the Ravens. They're going to be in London this week versus Cleveland. I expect they'll probably win that, so be 6-2. The Gophers beat Illinois. They won the Toilet Bowl, and they're now 4-3, 1-3 in the conference. Hey. And so the reward for that is they get to play another Toilet Bowl this week. They get to go against another 4-3 team who's also 1-3 in the conference, and that's Iowa. Let's see. That's about it for football, sports. Yeah. TVs and movies. Been so busy, I'm just overwhelmed with TV. There's a bunch of series I have started up again this season. I haven't had a chance to watch them. I'm pretty much just staying up on Inhumans, The Gifted, South Park, racing. I did squeeze in a movie this week. I did watch John Wick 2. It was just a guilty pleasure action car movie. Lots of guns, people dying. It was pretty cool. I actually like the first one a little better than the second one. Let's see. A little something I haven't actually talked about on any of these Wednesday vlogs yet is automotive and motorcycle news. I know there's been a lot of talk about the mid-engine Corvette that's going to be coming out. There were some spy shots a few weeks ago that people were all wound up about. My thought on that is I'm not even convinced it's a Corvette. I don't think Chevrolet is going to pull the plug on the front-engine rear-drive Corvette yet. I think they're at a good price point, and I think their demographic is still fairly older gentlemen. I don't think it's young kids yet, and even with that, going to a mid-engine configuration puts it into supercar territory, and we're not talking, inexpensive. We're talking expensive, and it's going to put the Corvette name and brand out of reach for the majority of people. I just don't see Corvette doing that. I don't see Chevrolet doing that. What I do see, though, is they're taking a lot of the technology that they're learning from the Corvette and from their racing series, specifically the prototype and the IMSA GT series that they run in. And I believe they're going to come out with the mid-engine design, but I don't think it's going to be Chevrolet, and I definitely don't think it's going to be Corvette. I think it's actually going to be Cadillac. That was the brand that they used on the prototype series this year, and I just think it would make more sense to do their Halo car, that's what it would be, is a Halo car, and put the Cadillac badge on it. There have been some people that have speculated that it could be a Cadillac, and that's the one that makes the most sense to me. So we'll probably see in the next 6 months or so when more information comes out. Other news, I know the Tokyo Auto Show, I think, started today, so should be some pretty interesting stuff coming out in the news here the next few days. I know the one thing that the cat kind of got out of the bag here a little bit ago was the new Honda Goldwing. I did some reading on that yesterday or the day before. Sounds like they did a lot of nice improvements. They lightened up the machine. They refined it a little more. They updated the electronics, did a complete new front suspension on it. They added the 6th gear for the manual transmission, which that motorcycle's been lacking for a long time. It's never really lacked with power, but that 6th gear, I think people are really going to like that. And then they also added a new double clutch automatic transmission option on a big touring bike. That's going to be pretty interesting. The MSRP numbers I've seen so far are not very good though. I saw one for just the regular model was like 26.5 or something, 26.7. I mean, it was a lot of money. And then they were saying that the fully loaded Goldwing Tour with the dual clutch transmission, the automatic, was going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of like $31,000 or $32,000. Wow, that's a lot of money for a motorcycle. So sounds like it's going to be a great motorcycle, but yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of money. So other than that, I really don't have much this week. Just been really busy trying to tie everything together. There is some changes happening here at the ranch. Everybody has met. My roommate, Sean, did a few of the videos she's helped me with. She is currently in the process of changing residence. It's a good move. We're still really good friends. She's actually making a move that she has been wanting to do for a while, so pretty happy about that. We're still great friends. I'm sure she'll still be around, and we'll still see her in many more videos. But yeah, the R2 Ranch is now going to become full-on bachelor pad again. Been a little while since I haven't had a roommate. So probably going to be making some changes here in the man cave. Probably going to move some of this stuff back into the house now. It hadn't been working out when we were both living there in the house, as the house just isn't, it looks big, but the rooms are pretty big, but there's just not a lot of rooms. So maybe I'll show you some of that probably in a couple weeks when the move gets finalized and I get some of this stuff moved into the house. So with that said, let's go ahead and shut this down for this week. I want to thank you guys for watching. Remember to click like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, share it with your friends. You can also find me on Instagram at ilars01, find me on Twitter at ilars01, Facebook is rex.benjamin.ii, and thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you next week.